And there was so much joy in our home, and everyone was comfortable, and they're looking at the books, and they're standing on the balcony, and they're dreaming new dreams. Like our home was having this impact on other people. And a mom was saying to me, right? She basically said, do you see this? This is success. It's about others. It's about impacting other people. Now, this doesn't even sound like the woman I had known all those years. Like, her voice had changed. And she said something to me that changed my life. And I was like, whoa. And her spirit is different. I felt like I was supposed to stay. You know, that, and I remember thinking about how I fight in business. And, you know, and thinking about this thing, marriage, and how it was worth me trying again because it was marriage. And so I did. And we called off our lawyers. We made immediate plans for her and Idris to come live in LA. And that's the decision I made.
What kept me in the relationship was the deal we made before we got married. We were in a really good place. And we just made a pact. We made a deal. And we said, hey,
with Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And we just said, hey, you know what? Let's just make a commitment today. Like, breaking up is not an option. And even if you're not feeling me, if I'm not feeling you, if you mess up, if I mess up, if I flip out for 6 months or you flip out, because who knows? Everybody makes mistakes. People change. They have traumas that happen, and it changes your personality sometimes. But we made a pact to be there for each other and to not break up. Years into the marriage, we're having issues with drug addiction, him getting clean. But I remember one Valentine's Day, he gave me a scroll, you know, like from the ocean, and I didn't even think to like look inside. I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, there's like a little fan in there and a card. And when I looked on the inside, it said, breaking up is not an option. I love you. And I just like, you know, I started crying. So I was like, oh my gosh, she remembered. You know, because we'd never spoken about it. We never said, hey, remember our deal. It was like an unspoken, that was just a beautiful moment.
Well, and the thing that
with Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken short. First carry for the legend, it's Bo Jackson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Hey,
on second down. It's Jackson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. This is caught by Jackson. And he will be marked down inside of New Orleans 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On second down, this is Jackson. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
They'll run now with Bo Jackson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. Now the big play pushes him all the way out to the 40 now for 1st down.
Yeah, you too.
Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll run here with Bo. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now a give right side. It's Jackson. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
And as one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns, it confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Mark 54. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get it.
On 3rd down, it's Allen. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Meanwhile, here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now on 2nd and 16. Wilson, blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyrann Mathieu, normally known for the pass coverage, this time a sack.
But enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the cut. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. That's Holt. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They run on 1st down with Jackson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Eluding the pressure right. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Wow.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and the Saints will have the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and get...
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Marcus Allen, 54 yards, and they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. They'll start here with Jackson. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big pickup of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the run, it's Bo Jackson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Block that.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the... And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. George Kittle, 37 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be taken short. The Browns drive about to get started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Mahomes now to throw. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play that time for Cleveland, and even 50 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flushed out right. And this is Ertz with it, right side. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like you did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
This is taken at his 4.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Geno Atkins breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson is going to fire one deep. It got his man complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. Wilson now already over 100 yards passing in just this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Holt. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by LT, the Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, it really, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded. But there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they look pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 39.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn off field. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Mahomes now on first down. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Now Dawson for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7.
Next to score, Browns 17, Saints 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Wilson to throw again. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Buying time to his left. And he goes out right around the 39. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Allen. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Going right side here, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Now Mahomes. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes steps away to his left. Ertz has it left side. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes dancing to his left. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Smith trying to run for it. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. Emmitt Smith, the ageless wonder, showing that he still has the strength, the body to fight those tacklers off.
Hard to get down. I liken him off into a crafty pitcher who has a lot of stuff, right?
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Marcus Allen with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Dawson tacks on the point after, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.